met my dad for the first time, he told my dad that he's not going to marry me.
Honest opinion. I can't lie.
But that's something that you can hold
that's from
back
my
and you don't have to
past,
tell.
though, I have to be honest. Do you know what I mean? It's just like...
You can't help yourself. Like, you just have to just say...
What am I going to say? I'm going to lie to your dad and say, yes, I'm going to marry Temi. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
But did your dad actually ask that question?
He asked me how I feel about Temi, what are my intentions with Temi, and I said, I love your daughter, but I'm never going to marry her.
Who says that to someone's dad? Only Tang would say that. Honestly, everyone else would just like make a casual conversation, but no, not Tang. I don't know why I'm waiting around being engaged to my baby daddy. It just makes no sense. Let's book a date.
Tang and Temi will only last when Temi is still having that mindset of like accepting the bare minimum or accepting that Tang won't propose to her and that Tang doesn't see her as his dream woman, obviously. And you need to pay attention to the wording. I think it's very interesting in the conversation. First, he's like, yeah, it's from my past, and that's a red flag. I don't care about your past. I care about my standards. I care about what I want from a relationship. And when a man is telling you, like, something like, yeah, I got hurt in the past, or a woman was using me for my money, it's a red flag, let him go. It's just a manipulation technique. Which is basically saying, what he basically means by that, yeah, I won't give you anything, maybe the bare minimum. And I think it's also sad and interesting that she already like gifted him with a child, although she didn't get her needs met. Oh my goodness. Ladies, you always have to make sure when you go into these relationships, when you date, you need to know what you want and you need to make sure you get what you want before you give him, like, you know what I'm trying to say, like, you know, what all men want when they talk to a woman. Before you give him that, or even a whole child, make sure you get what you want. And Temi should have made sure that he's going to propose to her. She should have made sure that she listens to what he says, which is, I'm not going to marry you ever. And then leave him, because look, now she's a baby mama. She gave him a child, and he blatantly says, yeah, what am I going to do? What do you expect me to do? You know, it also shows that he doesn't really respect her or her family, because if he would respect her, if she was his dream woman that he doesn't want to lose, he's not afraid to lose her because he knows how desperate she is. She even gave him a child, although he said, I'm never going to marry you. She said it to her father, which is another point. Like, he doesn't feel any, like, he's not afraid at all to lose her because he knows she's not going anywhere. And she doesn't really respect her and her family when he's like, yeah, I love your daughter, but I'm not going to marry her. Like, it's a contradiction in itself, because if a man really loves you, he will propose to you because he wants to make sure that no other man can take you away from him. You see it like you can see it especially with people who have money, especially when they come like from more humble beginnings, when they really, their money is starting to become bigger and bigger, and then they feel secure and confident, like men especially, I'm talking about heterosexual relationships, obviously, then he's going to marry his dream woman, and he's going to marry her by making sure he meets all of her standards, because since it's his dream woman, he needs to meet her standards. And with Temi, like, she's so beautiful and she makes like a genuine, kind-hearted impression, I think, and I think she deserves better, because when your boyfriend isn't afraid at all to lose you because he knows you're never gonna leave him, he's so sure. A man should never be sure that you stay, because when you're so accessible, when it's so easy to have access to you, why should he value you? And obviously you don't value yourself so much and don't respect yourself that much that you even allow him to cross the boundary, which is not being ready to marry you, but he was wasting your time, all this time, having this relationship with you, without even wanting to marry you. You know, and he was, and you gave him a child. So ladies, at the end of the day, I feel sorry for Tammy, but at the same time, your boyfriend was telling you, not now even publicly, was telling you he won't marry you. He didn't even say I'm not gonna marry at all one day. He said he won't marry you. What would be interesting to know is if it's just he doesn't want to marry her, or he's a dude who won't marry at all, you know? Because some people are really like that, but for the most part, in my opinion, when a man loves you, he will propose to you, he will provide for you. I don't know how their relationship dynamics is and so on, if he gives her money and so on and pays her bills. I don't know how it is, but for me, for what I have seen, I only seen this little clip. It's really obvious this relationship will only last when Tammy continues to disrespect herself. You know, the child is already there, and no child should be regret to you. You know, the child deserves every love from their parents, but now you really need to move on. In my opinion, she shouldn't take him seriously as a partner. Like once Tammy starts to respect herself fully and knows her value and has a like high self-esteem, she won't value him as a partner anymore, and she should stop taking him seriously as a partner. He still needs to be a father to their child. But at the same time, when Tammy still believes in wanting to be married, she needs to break up with him and get some self-esteem, because from the clip I don't know the whole context, just the clip. From the clip I saw and you saw too, I believe she should really work on her self-respect and leave him alone. I get that, like, she invested so much time into him. She even has a child with him, but she needs to realize he's telling her what he thinks about her. He's showing in his actions how he truly feels about her, and at this point she needs to stop being so delusional, because she comes off as a little desperate and delusional. And I think she doesn't need to be. Like, look at her, and the only thing that's like missing is that self-respect, because when you allow people to cross your boundaries, they will take advantage of it, and that's what this Tang dude is doing. He doesn't have any intention of marrying her, and he won't change it. And it doesn't matter if you go to therapy with him. If it's not what he wants to do, you cannot force him. Let him go. Stop forcing it. Like how it is in life in general, when you force something, it's more likely it's gonna get pushed away from you. But if you push away something that is constantly coming into your face, unless you deal with that is constantly coming back into your life, it will continue coming back. It doesn't matter how much you push it away from you. That's just how our universe works, which can be annoying, but it will humble you. Like, you need to be humble and try and stop trying to force people to love you. You should not be that desperate to beg someone to love you, especially when you're a lady and it comes to romantic relationships. You really don't have to be desperate. Like, it doesn't look good, and it's not necessary. So I hope Tammy will wake up, because it's so obvious he doesn't love her, and she deserves better. And like, she will find the right partner when she sticks with her, you will say sticks, but when she like doesn't change her standards, it won't lower her standards just to say, yeah, I have a man. Like, no, you are more important than a relationship. The relationship to yourself is more important than to a stranger, to a man. I think it's normal to want to be loved. It's normal to want to be admired, get compliments, to get attention. I get that. We all deserve love and happiness. But we cannot force people to love us. It's most important that we love ourselves. Our relationship to ourselves is like the most important thing, and you should not betray yourself, because that's when like anger and bitterness starts, when you like betray yourself and your standard. And you can find love in your child, and Tammy has a child. You can find love in many different things in life, in your hobbies, yourself, your relationship to yourself, you taking care of yourself, your parents, your siblings, or friends, whoever you love, whoever respects and appreciates you. You know, romantic love is not the thing that will solve your problems. Romantic love is not the only love you can feel, and it's not the most powerful. You know, there are other forms of love in nature and so on, and I really mean that. So I know, especially women, got all the brainwashing and the Disney movies and so on, but stop, like, my opinion, stop looking for love or for a savior in romantic relationships. Like, stop. Don't be desperate. A romantic relationship is like the cherry on top, but not something necessary. You don't need sweets. You don't need chocolate to survive. When you need sugar, you can eat fruits, which is healthy. I don't know if it's a good comparison. I don't know. I just came up with it, but you know. So that's that. I needed to do a video about that. And plus, it's also a good example of just because you date outside of your race, it doesn't mean it's automatically better. Like, we need to be realistic. We need to stop being desperate Black women. We need to stop wanting to worship someone. Focus on yourself. You're the center, not men. So, I don't want to repeat myself too much, ladies. What is your opinion to that clip? Like I said, it's just the clip, and I analyze based on that clip. So if there's more context and you know that TV show, you have more details, you can write them down below. You can leave some sources. And let me know your opinion in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel for more. I know I haven't been uploading that much, but I think this channel comes to an end, you know? I used to believe, yeah, I need to hustle. Just a side note, maybe I make a separate video about what's going to happen with that channel. For now, I just upload whenever I feel inspired. I don't force it anymore. I'm not a TV show. It's like a one-woman business. It's not a business, but a one-woman channel. I do everything on my own. And I think I already said what I said. You can watch all of my other videos. And when I don't feel inspired, I won't force to upload a video, you know? Ladies, but write down your recommendations, your thoughts, your ideas. I appreciate you so much, especially when you listen to the whole video. Thank you so much. And yeah, I don't know when I see you next time, but I see you next time. Bye.